In June 2025, Liverpool made Florian Wirtz the most expensive player in British history. The 22-year-old Germany international signed from Bayer Leverkusen for over £100 million. But why were Liverpool willing to pay so much for him? Where will he play? And how much better could he make what is already the best team in the Premier League? If there's one thing that defines Wirtz's game, it's his intelligence. His brain seems to work faster than others, and he uses this speed to understand opposition structures quickly before tailoring his position to pull defenders into uncomfortable areas of the pitch. His trademark action, for example, is a quick sprint away from his marker to receive the ball in space. This mastery of space means that he receives the ball a lot. Now, you might think that's pretty standard for an attacking midfielder, but it's actually not. You see, among players who played more than 10 90s in Europe's top 5 leagues last season, Wirtz ranks 90th for touches. Now, that might not seem particularly impressive, but if you look at the players who rank above him, with the exception of Remy Cabella, they're all either defenders or deeper-lying midfielders. In other words, they're players who receive the ball in less congested areas of the pitch. Meanwhile, Wirtz is operating almost exclusively in the final third, where the pitch is at its most congested. In this area, only Lamine Yamal and Michael Olise touch the ball more than him. And when he gets the ball, Wirtz is decisive. He uses his superb close control and ball carrying skills to evade markers, and his efficiency as a facilitator is so impressive that he's earned some lofty comparisons. Xabi Alonso, his former coach, said of him in 2023, "Why is Messi so good? Well, because he knows how and when to play simple passes. Messi says, you're in a better position? Well, here, you have the ball. It's not always about making the most brilliant move, but the best and smartest. And Florian can do that. That's why he's so good." So where will he play at Liverpool? Well, many of his best performances came in Alonso's 3-4-3 at Leverkusen. So can he still shine in a Liverpool team who won the Premier League by playing in a 4-3-3 that often ended up in a 4-2-3-1? Well, the short answer is yes, but not in the way that you might think. You see, the assumption is that Wirtz will replace Dominik Szoboszlai, who was nominally Liverpool's number 10 in the 24-25 season. Szoboszlai's offensive output was comparatively low, and Arne Slot explicitly stated that he wanted more from him. But Szoboszlai has been a key cog in Slot's system off the ball. Underlapping runs were a crucial part of Liverpool's attacking play last season, and Szoboszlai's selfless running helped drag opposition defenders with him to create space for the wingers to come inside and swing in back post crosses to an on-rushing teammate. Wirtz is strong off the ball too, and despite questions over how his physique would hold up in the Premier League, he's shown himself to be a strong presser who's not afraid of getting into duels. This could help Liverpool win the ball higher up the pitch and make them even more dangerous. So with that in mind, it's possible that Wirtz will play alongside Szoboszlai rather than instead of him. And in that sense, it's probably best to not get bogged down in his starting position and instead focus on where on the pitch you want him to receive the ball. As we've already said, Wirtz gets a high volume of touches in the final third. So obviously you want him to receive the ball there. But beyond that, there aren't really any rules. At Leverkusen, he tended to start out on the left and drift in. So if Liverpool were to start him on the left wing, Wirtz could drift in field to receive the ball in his preferred position, while also adding a left-sided threat to a Liverpool attack that has an understandable right-sided bias, due to the brilliance of Mohamed Salah. Alternatively, Liverpool could use Wirtz as a false nine. Slot tried this with Luis Diaz in his first season at Anfield, and it worked pretty well. But Wirtz would still be an upgrade. His intelligence and quick movement would drag defenders out of position to create space to run into for Salah, Cody Gakpo, or even Diaz if he were to be restored to his preferred left wing. And because the trio's output is so high, you don't need as much end product from your centre forward, although Wirtz would certainly chip in with his fair share of goals. Having him nominally as a striker would also allow Slot to return to a 4-2-4 formation that he experimented with last season. In fact, Slot used it in a 2-0 win over Manchester City that was arguably Liverpool's best performance of the season. You see, Wirtz's ability to play anywhere across the front line will add an extra layer of versatility to Slot's tactical setup, allowing him to rotate his attacking options during and between games without any decrease in quality. Whether it's dropping into pockets against deep blocks, pulling wide to evade his marker, or carrying the ball upfield single-handedly, Wirtz can do a little bit of everything. And his signing has made the best team in England considerably better. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Daniel Taylor, Ollie Kay, Amy Lawrence and James Horncastle. With the latest transfer news and insight on every Premier League football story that matters, theathletic.com puts you inside football. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.